Hello, welcome to another video. So in this one, what you're seeing to begin with is an older clip of myself going into Roadie's house. Rosie is filming for me. The owner is not home. I've kept the words at the bottom of the screen. I was doing a voiceover on this anyway, so there is no original audio. So you'll just have to, if you want to know what I was saying at the time, you can see it on the screen. But I want you to pay attention to Roadie's demeanour. The owner is not home here. I think I just waved at the treadmill guy. He's turning up in the van in the drive. He's certainly either just arrived or arriving whilst I do this. So we go in and Rosie follows me in. Look at Roadie's demeanour. He's calm. He's happy. He's relaxed. He's saying hello. I think this is something like 7 or 8 months old. He says hello to me. He says hello to Roadie. No problem at all. So what we're going to go to in a minute, or fairly quickly actually, we're going to contrast that to what does Roadie look like. I know I'm reading this the day after I did the session with Roadie, so we're going to switch to the new session which I did yesterday with Roadie, again with Rosie. With the owner of Roadie is going to be home, and it's going to become very, very clear why I bang on about relationship with the dog so much. You won't get a better example of what's going on in terms of relationship controlling behaviour. So I tell Rosie to stay outside here for good reason. I know what Rodie's like, and you'll see what happens in a minute. And I'll go to the original audio and I'll stop talking and I'll do a further voice breakdown in a minute. Rodie's just happy to see me at the moment because he knows me and he trusts me. So yeah, we'll let things go to the original audio. Pay attention to Rodie's demeanour. I mean, you'll hear him anyway. He'll bark.
Okay. Oh, table, you said. I went to your kitchen. Yes, thank you, Roadie. Right, let's get you dressed, little fella. Left or right, inside out, upside down. That's my leg on your tail. It's done like that. Which way around does this go? Good. Yeah.
So while I faff about with the harness, already you've seen that. I know Rosie opened the door and put her hand in, which is, you might class as slightly peculiar behaviour. But you've already seen Roadie start barking at Rosie. He's met her a couple of times. She's been in the house with me, just the three of us, and the owner's not present. The difference here is the owner is present. That is solely what is driving Rodie's behaviour. And that's why he's getting defensive at the door. That's why he's barking. And we'll come out and you'll see that Roadie has absolutely no trouble, no problem, almost not quite disinterest, but it just doesn't care about Rosie. Once he's out that door, so to him that door is a threshold, and it's a threshold with some significance. It's a different, almost think of it as a different world. Once he comes out that door, he's in a different world, and his relationship with the owner is now not in his head and not important. And again, the contrast of when it was just myself walking in with Rosie, he doesn't have a problem at all. And you'll see I've clipped the end of the session I did with Roadie as well. So we've got an hour of going out in the big wide world, which I'll get published soon. And then we will come back home and you'll see Roadie turn into a bit of a nasty piece of work again. And he actually comes for my hand through the door, but I'm already outside, so the fly screen door's in the way. But his learned behaviour of how he is when he's just at home on his own with his owner comes roaring out to the front of his brain when I'm on my way out through the door and Rosie stood outside the front. And that's historically been something I've seen with this guy over and over and over again. When someone's going out the house who is not part of his family, that's when he comes for them. That's when he goes for people. It's just learned behaviour, and it's to do with the relationship with the owner, and that's all it is. It's a not very nice habit. It's not nice to be on the end of that, but it shows. And you saw when Rosie and I were in the house by ourselves, and we've done that more than once. There's no issue with Roadie, no issue at all. He's completely happy. He's perfectly well behaved. He's welcoming to guests. And it's not just Rosie. So I've tested this with other people. I've had him by myself at the house where we've had estate agents over to do house inspections. I've had my son over at this house. So I trust the dog enough that I've brought my son over to do this. All right, my son's not small, he's 18 now. So I have tested this with multiple scenarios, multiple people, some of which I know the person, some of them I don't know. Actually, the other one was we had the house was sold recently, and we had prospective buyers come around. It was just me and Roadie, and we didn't have any trouble from him. You saw there, he just went up and sniffed Rosie, sorry. So that's the end of that clip. So now we're coming back home again. We're home. You're gonna see him launch at the door. Now there's no noise to this. He doesn't snarl and bark, but just watch Roadie real careful. He comes for the back of my hand here. There he goes. He's trying to bite my hand. That's just learned behaviour. That's all it is learned behaviour from his relationship with the owner. So yeah, now you're going to have to look at my face, sorry. So what I was explaining, there's learned behaviour from him. So now he's back on his own in the home, or about to be, because I'm going out the door, in the home on his own with his owner. The relationship between him and his owner is now what's taking primacy in conjunction with his habit of trying to go for people as they go out the door. It's his way of saying, get out and don't come back. You're not welcome here. And it's something that only occurs when the owner is present. So that there is the conclusion, the summary of why I talk about relationship with your dog being so important. It is the driver of behaviour. You are part of the environment as the dog owner, and your particular relationship with your dog is crucial in determining how that dog behaves. We've shown when I have Rosie go into the house with just me, and this was a long time ago. That was somewhere between a year and 8 months ago, something like that. And now just yesterday, because the owner's home, you see the different behaviour, and that's all it is. It's nothing to do really with the dog. The dog is not broken. What is broken is how the dog and the owner have a relationship together and who is running the show. In Roadie's head, he is the adult in charge of that situation and that relationship, and that's what's bringing out that protective behaviour. He is in charge. I don't think there's any point in trying to deny that, because when he has myself round there, you don't get any of that. And I've looked after Roadie when the owner's been away on holiday, and exactly the same as I've outlined already. When I am there on my own, or when I have people I know or even people I don't know come round to the home, they are welcome in just like Rosie was welcomed in. And when we've had him go and do his treadmill sessions with the treadmill guy, we don't get any trouble at all, because Roadie has a respect for me as leader, which he doesn't have with his owner. And that becomes quite starkly clear in situations like we've just shown in this video. Alright, thanks for watching. I hope that was informative, and I'll get the full video out pretty soon, which is an hour.